Hello, hello, hello. It is the 2nd of January. It is my birthday. I'm now 32, and the entire day was ruined. Oh my gosh. I went for afternoon tea this morning, turned up. All the staff have COVID in the kitchen, so they've closed the kitchen. Okay. I mean, not great, but okay. We went to a cafe. They were understaffed. They couldn't take anybody else to eat. My gosh. We went to a burger place. There was like an hour wait for the burger. I was like, no. We did manage to find somewhere to have something for dinner, or for lunch. It's 2:30 now. Oh, and then on the way home, it was absolutely chucking it down with rain, and then someone drove into a puddle and soaked me. Thank you so much, I really appreciated that. But, moving on. This is my birthday present from Jason. It's from the Wool Warehouse, and it's a collection of colours by Attic 24. So, I mean, I know that Attic 24, she designs patterns, predominantly, I think, quilts. I think, they're the only ones I've seen. And she's put them together, and they're to make her quilts. Now, I don't think I'm going to make one of her quilts specifically, but I just thought that, you know, she'd put together a nice colour combo. My favourite ones were actually, there was one that was these kind of purplies and some pink, and it was, I think it was called Sweet Pea, and I think there might have been a hydrangea one as well. They were so beautiful. And there was one that was pinks and reds. Gorgeous. But it's just not the overall effect. I want to have that kind of slightly old-fashioned granny squares. Right? I feel like that's a really good selection. And I'm just going to do some higgledy-piggledy granny squares. I just really fancy some, like, a little modular... You know how I like making little things? I just don't like seaming them together. But I will seam them together. Because, if I make them all random, I don't know which are going to look nicest with which. And on the way home, we went to Abercan. That was another thing that went wrong. They gave us, instead of a bag, they gave us like a sack, and in the rain, had to carry this plastic bag. Oh, it's all glamour around here. Look, a nice toilet roll on there. There's no handle on this bag, like this massive plastic bag. You just have to carry it like a Santa sack, and now I just feel really sad for Santa. So I got some wadding for my quilt, my EPP quilt. Ultra clean, super soft cotton white, so simple. The reason I got this one, it's actually the most expensive one they had. 100% cotton with, what is scrim? With scrim. 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 I don't know what a scrim is. Do you know what a scrim is? Who knows? I don't know. I got it because it's white. And the last quilt I made, I remember when I was quilting it, that I was thinking, I've used white fabric for my sashing. And you could kind of see through the white that it was like a little bit muddying the white. So I thought if I get a bright white, you can see the cream of my my cardigan. This is much whiter. I thought it would just make the white really like pop. And then you don't see the seam allowances as well, I think, because a seam allowance on the other ones, you can see my seam allowance because the seam allowance is brighter white and then the rest is not. Anyway, I also got the backing. I don't know if I made the right decision, but I love the fabric, so there we go. It's a Rose and Hubble. Now, you may recognise this print because I have used this print before in the coral and pink colourway, and that may actually have been a better choice. And someone did say, "Oh, why don't you use that colour?" I didn't think of it. Oh. When you're quite finished, little young missy, my gosh. I probably should have got the other one. They didn't have it in stock, and I only have just realised that it's the same as the other one. I didn't buy it on purpose, knowing that it was the other one. Anyway, whatever. I like it because it's busy. I really like the cornflower blue, this really pale lavender, these like mint, and then those reds just really pop. They give me just almost like a, not Christmassy, but you know what I mean? The berries in Christmas time when you've got that kind of barren landscape and the greens, and then you've got these beautiful white berries that just pop, just beautiful pops of colour. So I thought that was really nice. I don't know, it's going to go great with this quilt. I have got 3 like diamonds left to stitch. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh. Oh. Yeah, see, I'm happy with that. I think it's nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think the coral maybe have worked better, but I'm really happy with this choice. I like that it's busy. I like it's got the really tiny bits of print, the slightly bigger, and I definitely wanted a print, and I think it just goes well nicely with all the different printed bits. Like an absolute hash of showing you this. But anyway, don't know what I'm going to do with the binding. I don't think I'll bind it with that. I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing. I just went with it. Just went with it. It's such a beautiful fabric. I really do love it. Anyway, the only real way to see if it works as a quilt backing is to actually make it as a quilt backing. A bit late if you don't like it after that though, isn't it? So I'm going to put my last 3. I don't have them here, but you can see there's a few, like, there's an empty space here. Empty space here. There's 3 of them. Honestly, little young Missy, do you mind? Is that better? What do you think? Is that better? Any better? Yeah, a little bit. Oh dear. You dirty. You dirty. You shared my lunch, didn't you? I just had roast pork with roast potatoes and mashed potatoes, parsnips, gravy. It was very tasty. Yeah, priority for today, I think I just want to finish those 3 empty spaces, and I think I would just feel much better. Will you feel better too? Has it been playing on your mind? It can do that, you know. It can do that. You just... Yeah, and I'm excited to start this little project up here. Up there. I think that's going to be fun. I feel like the pile does not look that big in the screen, but it's really big. I don't have any project bags big enough to hold that. Oh, maybe I'll use this big clear sack from Abercan, because I want to be able to see the colours really when I'm picking things out. I want to be able to easily see what I've got. You're cute, my love, but no, we're not here for this. We're not here for the cute, we're here for the crafting. If you could be less cute. Oh, plastic bags are not for babies, but you can eat that. Go for it. Do you like it? It's for your blanket. You're going to have this blanket, aren't you? Is it party? Is it a party blanket? It's going to be party. And that is not going to show filth. Look, there's not going to show filth. It's not. That is a winning. That is a winner. Winner. Yes. Oh, I want to do my dressing gown, but I feel like this needs to just be at a good point to leave it, you know? Because the next stage will be gluing it all together with... Oh, came prepared. Oh. Got my glue, my spray glue. I'm prepped and ready to go. And then I just need to decide whether I'm machine or hand quilting. maybe I'll just do like one row of hand quilting and just see how I feel about it. And if I despise every second of it, I know that I'm not going to do it. And if I don't despise every second of it, then I'm going to have to commit to it, within the knowledge that I will despise it at some point in the journey. Gosh, this place is a mess. Someone should come clean my house for me. Where's Jason? On positive, Call the Midwife is on tonight. And the Great British Pottery Throwdown, which I love. And I've got some chocolate forest gatto mousse type thing. Oh, from Marks and Spencer's. Oh, how fancy. What's that? Does that belong to you? No, it doesn't. Do you want to put it down? Oh, it's very, very nice to share, isn't it? So nice to share. You don't share your things with me though, do you? No. Mwah. Yesterday, I did my last 3 and I gave it a press this morning. Might be the biggest baby blanket in all of existence. So, oh gosh, I'm still wearing my apron. Oh well, that's good. So I could have used this fabric, although they didn't have it yesterday in the shop and I wasn't looking for it, but this would have gone beautifully, I think. However, what I've got is this one. And I'm really happy with it, and yeah, I'm really happy with it because I think it's got a nice contrast with yeah, this has got a lot of the white. Sorry. So we've got the white base on all of the Liberty prints, then we've got the white around and the white middle. It's quite colourful and bold. I actually thought I was going to go with something graphic, something like diamonds or I don't know, maybe stripes or something. But this called out to me, and so I'm going with it. I like that it has this kind of winter garden to me, this kind of midnight magical quality to it, which reminds me of the fairy tale. Is it called The 12 Dancing Princesses? Or The Slippers That Would Dance to Pieces. I've seen it with a few different names, and yeah, I think they're 12. I've got a version of it on my bookshelf up there somewhere. I really love fairy tales that are put into chapter books and then kind of retold. Like in a proper chapter book, like quite long, so you can really get into the characters and how they're feeling. Anyway, in that story, the 12 princesses every night go to bed with brand new beautiful silk slippers, and every morning they wake up and they have been absolutely torn to pieces, or danced to pieces, it looks like, although how anyone dances slippers to pieces, not sure. And anyway, the king wants to know what's going on, so he gives out this proclamation that whoever discovers what happens, then they can marry the daughter of his choice, and then presumably they will then be king, next in line to be king with that daughter. I suppose specifically if they married the eldest daughter. Anyway, so someone does discover what happens, and he follows them through a trapdoor in their bedroom to a magical kingdom where they pass through these different forests made of different things, gold, silver, and there's kind of jewels, and it's very enchanting, really beautiful, full of magic, and I really love that story. And that is kind of what this reminded me of. I know that there aren't really flowers in the same way in winter, which is what makes me think of magic, and those pops of red really, oh god, I'm attached. I just think they're so pretty, and they just make it for me. I love all the other colours, but that red within it, within that midnight background, is just so pretty. So it's one of my favourite fairy tales, and I think it just gives an element of magic to the quilt. It's kind of, who doesn't want a bit of magic in their quilt? I think it was £5.95 a metre or something. I've got 4 metres, I need to cut it in half, seam it the opposite way round, so that it'll be 4 metres by so it'll be 2 metres by 3 metres instead of 4 metres by 1.5. I think that's, anyway, I know what I need to do, I just don't know how to say it. Then I need to use my spray glue and glue all the layers together to make my quilt sandwich, and then I'm really erring on the side of hand quilting. At least one row in every corally bit, so at least going down the middle. I think that's what I'll do to start with, is I'll go through the grid down the middle of each of these lines, and then maybe I'll go through the colourful ones, and then I'll see what I want to do. I do like more lines than less lines, because I think it just makes it like more crumpled and squishier and lovelier. So yeah, yesterday when I was showing you this, I looked back at the footage, I was like, oh, maybe I made a mistake, but in the light of day I really love it, and I like that I feel that the top is super spring summer, with all the flowers and everything, and I think it's really vibrant and fun. And then on the back, I think this is a little bit more sultry and, as I said, magical and crisp, and that kind of dark side. So I like that the quilt has those two halves, which I feel are complementary and yet different. Jason just thought we should just do a block colour like this one on the back. I just felt that was boring. I wanted something with a little bit more character. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I just don't know what I'm gonna bind the edges, but I can see there's a nice minty colour, or the lavender are both nice, so I could do today's project. I am working on my dressing gown. All I've done so far is stitch that skirt together. It's just a longer skirt than the Bella Tea dress. I just added that extra length. I'm bigger now than this mannequin, so it's just like folded over in the back just to hold on the mannequin. And it's going to have a centre front zipper. So that's just laying there for the moment. Looking good. It's way too long, obviously. And I think I'm just going to whiz up my bodice. Oh, so the back doesn't even have a dart, so that's ready to go. That's done. I need to do my... God, look at the mess. Don't look at the mess in this room. I've got a dart to do here. 2 darts here, so that's a nice easy one to do. I'll do that one last. That's takes a second, and then I need to clip in really close here. And then I got my sleeve, which has got so many, 4 on each one. I'll stitch it up and then I'm going to have a look. Maybe I'll kind of pin it around my wrist to see. So I'm just going to whiz this up whilst watching some Matrix. I'm on the first one. Of course, I've watched them many times before. And yeah, I'd love to go and see the next one at the cinema. Oh yeah, there we go. Woo! So I'm not really rushing myself on this one, but it's looking really nice. It does wrinkle quite a lot, but kind of doesn't bother me. It's really cozy. Hello over there, mouse. Hello. Hello, little mousey mouse. You're so cute. Hi. Hi. So it's starting to come together. The sleeves will be like bishop sleeves with gathering here. And fitted in the waist. It's just laid on the mannequin there, it's not actually attached. And those are looking nice, very nice. Very nice shoulders. So yeah, I'm hoping this is gonna look nice. Suddenly I'm thinking, what if I use the whole of the embroidery floss to make my pattern, and then on top of that just do like little tacking stitches with one of the threads all the way along to hold that in place, because that looks really pretty. And I just feel like if I were to do 2 threads, so that's 2 threads, just kind of gets lost. Whereas that laid on the top, like a cord, is really nice. I really like that. Get that nice shape to it. I think that's going to work. So I think I will maybe wax the thread, lay it on top. I can't remember what it's called, that technique. I actually, with embroidery and needlework, I don't always know the names, but I know how to do them. That's mine. drive this morning. I don't know what the date is. And I'm working on my collar for my dressing gown. So it's like a facing, goes along the whole front, and that point there is the collar. And I've just laid some floss on the top and then stitched it down using one strand of the floss, and then you've got the full 6 in that one coming along nicely. One's done and one to go. You can see in a few places I have adjusted. Like here I felt like it was going too close, so I just adjusted there. I felt that was going too close, so I just adjusted. It's actually quite difficult to adjust. It would actually have been better for me to just rub, like use the water to delete it and then go ahead again. You may notice that this one is got more wriggly lines than this one. That is accidental. I'm hoping that you won't notice it. It is not a mirror image of each other. Would be better if it was, but it's not. So, yeah. Currently don't care. Might care when it's done. This is an aqua pen. It just like the tiniest amount of water and it just disappears. So, yeah, I think it looks really nicely. Really nice. It's come out really nicely. You can really see it. So that's nice. I have to hold it up against my slippers later on. I actually haven't checked. This is going to look nice in the finished article. Sometimes I give things a go and then they don't work out, but I think this is going well. You can't be sure until the end, so I'm just desperate to get this done because I want to stitch it on and see what it looks like, and maybe I'll do a pocket with the same detail. Do you like it? Can you believe you said that to me, Lila? Have we got enough blankets yet? No, we don't.
How many more do we need?
How many more do you think we need?
None.
You think I don't need to make any more blankets?
I'm not sure.
Maybe you should move out and then there'll be more space for my blankets. Yeah, didn't think of that, did you? Blankets over boys every time. Ha ha ha. Good morning. Oh gosh, it's so grey. Put a light on in here. Oh. Oh. Warm it up a bit in here. Gosh, doesn't help my general grey tone. Anyway, I have got this. I've got this. I got this. And I got this. And I'm going to make a quilt sandwich. So I'm thinking...
Are you alright up there?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
I can hear you making noises.
Well, I'm busy. Get out of here. I'm going to line the floor with pattern cutting paper.
Going until you're ready to do the thing.
Well, I'm starting.
No, you're probably fucking moving shit.
Yeah, but I got to lay the paper on the floor first.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. Anyway,
I'm going to lay this paper down. because I do not trust the hoovering that someone does in this room. And this paper is really cheap anyway, and I got loads of it, so I'm going to lay this on the floor. I'm going to quickly run the iron over these. What else do I need to do? That one is ready to go. This one is like folded in half on the roll, so you get like double width, so it's I think 3 meters wide on a 1.5 meter roll, because it's got a fold on one edge. So that's ready. I just need to iron the folded edge. I'm just going to quickly cut this one in half, whiz it, sew it back together in a different orientation, and press the seam open. And then I can just like lay it flat. I'm very limited on the floor space in this room. Never mind. Anyway, oh my gosh, it's so dark. I've put my pyjamas on especially because I need that leg. Oh wait, you can't see me bending my legs. I need that leg movement to be able to spider around on the floor whilst I'm doing this. And then if this gets accidentally on the paper's going in the bin anyway. Yes. Okay. The baby is not here. She's downstairs, and when I start spraying, they're going to go to the supermarket. We'll have to evict the cat. I just feel like that would be the best thing to do, and I will open all the windows and freeze my butt off. But we need good ventilation for any kind of aerosols, I think. I actually haven't read it. Yes. Yes. All very obvious on the camera. Right, let's get started. I should probably have sewn this before so I could literally just get straight into the spraying, but never mind. Everything always takes longer than I think it's gonna. I always say to Jason when I'm, well, he's taken the baby to the supermarket so I could do the spraying and the windows are open and everything. It's not actually as smelly as I think it's going to be. I'm always like super cautious with anything aerosol. It's absolutely tipping it down. Anyway. Oh, I know, crawling on the floor. Who knew it could be so exhausting? And look, this room just needs a full-on blitz and tidy. Anyway. All layers are glued together using that stuff. And okay, so I'm not a quilter. I am a trained tailor, specifically in ladies' wear. So when it comes to garments and pattern cutting, I know what I'm talking about. I break the rules. I do the wrong thing all the time because you need to know the right way to successfully bodge it, you know? Anyway, don't know what I'm doing with quilting. But I've made some few quilts. I've learnt something with every single quilt. I know I love the adhesive, the spray adhesive. I do not love the pinning. You can buy these safety pins. The first quilt I did, I used that. Ooh, just the wind rattling the window. There's no animals. Yeah, massive difference. Also, this time I have bought, I know you can't see in this lighting, but this is quite bright white. It's not cream, which means that this very slightly off-white, it's quite white, looks really nice and solid, and you can't see that seam allowance as much as if I'd laid it. I mean, you can see it more on the screen than you can in real life. So that's a real positive. That's given me a really nice crispness. I like that. What else? Laying paper down, massive difference. Could you imagine trying to clean adhesive off your carpet? I mean, I know I've not got very nice carpet up here. We could really do with some nice carpet up here. But we have to take out everything. I'm never removing that sewing machine. We almost died. I almost dropped that sewing machine on top of my uncle. Okay. You can come in now, girl. It's okay. All the adhesive has gone out the window. Come on. Yeah. So yeah, I've learned a good few things on the previous quilts. This one is EPP. This is the first EPP quilt I've ever done. So it's a little bit fluffy on the surface just because of this is quite a fluffy wadding, quilt batting, whatever. I've ironed the back of it, and I find that makes for a smoother back. So iron it first, lay it all out, smooth it all out. I did actually run the iron over a few spots whilst it was on the floor. It's fine, the carpet's not wool. And then after it's all done, I iron it once all those layers are together, and it just gives me the opportunity to check that there aren't any tucks, because if there are tucks, pleats, puckers, now it's going to look worse. I know I say I want like a lovely squishy quilt. That's what I want, but I want it because I wash it and it shrinks a little bit and goes all lovely and like crinkled. I don't want it to be looking shabby and nasty and like too. I don't mind a little bit of a tuck in a few places, that's fine, but I don't want it to look like a dog's dinner, like I've done a really poor job. So this just gives me the opportunity to, I mean, I find it really bonds. I don't think it's the heat. I think it's more having that flat plate just running across. Yeah, and I don't find that it unsticks any of the layers with the steam. So that's good. I have already found one slight issue in that this side has got enough gap here, and just as I smoothed everything, it slightly shifted, and here I have less. Now the point, this is the point, the lower point of that valley is going to be the edge of the binding, and then I want an inch. So I'm missing like 1/4 of an inch. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to cut a strip of that wadding, and maybe I'll just peel back those 2 layers and just zigzag it on. What I'm certainly not going to do is rip it all apart and do it again. No, I don't think this wadding would actually take it. The last time I did a wadding, it was much more kind of, I mean, it wasn't as like soft and fluffy, and so you probably could have actually torn this off without any damage, but if I was to tear this off, it would just destroy that wadding and it would just be a disaster. So I'm going to iron the whole thing. How nice is it looking though? I'm really happy with the dark back. Now I know a lot of people would not like that, and I don't think it comes across as magical and as beautiful on screen, but this print I adore, and I think it just really, for me, makes that quilt more versatile, and I just think it's really nice. I like that very happy top and that little moody back with the kind of light and dark side. Really, really happy with it. I know most people would have gone with that corally one that I use for my apron. I don't have any up here to just quickly lay on top, but this is beautiful. So iron it all, and then I'm just going to check that I've got enough. Might trim it down a little bit. Anyway, once all of that's done and I know that it's ready to be quilted, I can kind of fold it up and it will be just ready to go. I think I'm going to need to lay it out on my big table, but even, I mean, I am no Kate from the last homely house. I do not have her table. I wish I had her table. Have you seen her table? Woo-hoo. That is a massive table. She could have the Knights of the Round Table round for tea. There's enough of them. There's enough space for all of them. I could not have them all round for tea. So I don't know how that's going to work, but also I think I need to defluff it with one of those rollers, just because this is a really fluffy one and it has given me a little bit of fluff on the top, and I don't want that fluff underneath my stitches. So I'm just trying to make good decisions at each step. It's looking really flat, it's looking really beautiful, and these shapes are looking like a very whole, which they kind of didn't before they were wadded. You could kind of, obviously if you held it up to the light, you could see the seam allowances a lot, but now that looks like printed shapes, you know, as if that was just kind of screen printed onto a flat fabric. Obviously in the screen. In person you can see all the lovely stitching and everything. Oh, this is coming together so nicely, and I need to then start working on my quilt. I like to do a really big corner label on the other side and fill like that much space. And I'm going to name the quilt, and I need to get all nice details. I'm thinking something quite busy. Thinking something with quite a few bits and pieces. I think my name, maybe Lila's name, because it's for her, the name of the quilt, something like that. Oh, it's coming together so well. So it is already the 21st of January. I don't know where that time has gone. It's absolutely flown by. And I have just done all of the footage for the last of the Vlogmas, which I was in two minds whether to publish it and share it or not. But I just thought if people enjoyed watching the videos, I'm just going to put them out there. I realise they're not they're not the right time, but never mind. I just kept filming throughout the end of December and the beginning of January, and then I don't know where the time went. I just kind of kept thinking, okay, I'll look at it tomorrow, I'll look at the footage tomorrow, and then here we are. I have honestly spent the last, I don't know what the last date was that I recorded, maybe the 5th of January. So since then, every day I've been working on this quilt. Oh my gosh, and as you may be able to see, I've been hand quilting it. It's taken me forever. And now I'm looking at it thinking, oh, I think I just need to do one more row of stitching the same as this, but here in the white section, because I feel like it's like nicely crinkly, and then this too that has no stitching in it just seems a bit flat. I didn't intend on doing this this level of quilting, to be honest. Like there's a lot of hand stitching involved. I thought I would just go around and do some kind of straight line, I don't know, maybe like through the corally part and just kind of grid it off. But I opened up, I took a photo of it and I opened it up in like an editing thing, and I just got like a little pen in that program. It's like kind of like using paint, and I just drew around in a few different options of where I could put the white thread, and this just kind of called out to me, so that is what I've done. I'm going to sit this afternoon and just finish this one little piece. That's my last bit to go, is just a little bit here. And then I'm just going to lay it out and have a look, but I do think I'm going to go back in and do more quilting, which is a little bit annoying because there are 16 of these flowers, and that means maybe 8 more hours of work. I haven't timed them, but I do reckon they do take longer than I think in my mind. Anyway, really, I just wanted to say thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the podcast and the vlogs. I hope that you liked them. I know they weren't like massively festive, but they were just kind of a representation of my crafting life at the moment. And I mean, you're here for the crafts, aren't you? So I hope you enjoyed that. And it really did give me the push to try to do more crafting and be a little bit more conscious about my crafting, so that was fun. Anyway, I'm just gonna upload this little bit of video onto the end and publish all 3 videos at the same time, which I'm definitely not meant to do, which is probably going to be like two hours of footage for you all to watch over the three videos, but you'll have got to the end by this point, so well done. And there will be a podcast, because I'm going to do one today, so that I will upload in the next few days, and then I will do one next in a week as well, because I cannot get that amount of content in one podcast, and it kind of ends up being like really, really quick and rushed when I see a massive pile of goods. So I just want to talk about this dress that I made, show the pattern, the little dolly, and then one of the knitwears I'm working on at the moment. So I just thought it would be nice to talk about those projects, and then I'm going to do my best to take a little bit of footage of them, kind of high quality kind of close-up shots that I can overlay, so we'll see. But anyway, I have really enjoyed doing the videos and just taking that bit of time kind of for myself to craft and talk to you, and you're always also kind. I really appreciate all your advice and all your support, so thank you so much. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue sitting here, get through this, and then I'm gonna do my little podcast whilst whilst that tiny little bit of this footage is just going to upload onto my video. So I will see you soon. Thank you, and yeah, bye for now.